Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 6.
Coming up tonight, compassion competition. Abbott's We Give Blood drive is tallying donations. What a member of their company says will get one Big Ten school over the hump and to a $1 million prize. Also tonight, critical questions are how our lawmakers responded when we brought them the issues that are the most concern to you. And it's that time. Where did the summer go, right? It's back to school for many Nebraska students, and that includes here in Lincoln. And as your kids go back to school, teachers across the state have a big goal to reach this year. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rod Fowler. They need to get literacy rates on the rise. A local superintendent tells us where this push is coming from and what school districts are striving for this year. Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson explains for us.
What can we do to get better and to continue to improve for all students and demographics?
Literacy rates have been a big topic of conversation here in Nebraska. That's because only 2 years ago, Nebraska saw its lowest literacy rates in state history, according to the National Center for Education Statistics. Take a look at this chart. The darker line represents the average literacy scores for fourth graders across the nation, and the yellow is for Nebraska, which you can tell had a steep drop.
I think COVID played a big part in that, and so that COVID was a big piece that, where were other districts at and what we were doing across the state of Nebraska during that tough time.
Josh Fields is the superintendent of Seward Public Schools. He tells me there's a plan in place to get those numbers up, and it starts as young as kindergarten.
The most important thing is raising the ability for students to be able to read on grade level. Knowing if they know their letter names and sounds, and also letter fluency, and there's lots of components that goes with that.
The Nebraska Department of Education is using $55 million from a federal grant to work on the Nebraska Literacy Project in hopes this will boost the numbers.
The Department of Education has really set out a good time frame of what the expectations are for all districts to comply with their initiative, and also checkpoints along the way to make sure they're reaching those goals.
Fields says Seward teachers have done multiple trainings on how to increase literacy skills, and students in their district are already ahead of the state's checkpoints. But he says parents can play a big part too by simply reading with kids, especially in the summer months.
Really, literacy is the gateway to many other subjects, and so if you're able to have strong literacy skills, you're able to do well in science and do well in social studies and do well in the workforce. When you break it down, it's just our students reading as much as they possibly can in school and at home.
Reporting in Seward, Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.
Now, superintendents in our area are also looking how to manage the usage of AI for their students. We sat down with 3 of them to learn how they are going to tackle this issue. Tune in to our 6 o'clock morning show tomorrow to find out what they have planned to make sure their students have a healthy relationship with AI. Well, the school year can be hectic, no doubt about it, but we are here to help you stay informed at all hours of the day. We invite you to wake up with our morning shows. Our meteorologist will help you be prepared for what weather is headed your way. And if you scan the QR code on your screen, you can download the Now Local News app so you can be informed during work. And when you get home at night, we're going to bring you the biggest stories of the day in our evening newscast. Whatever the time is, Channel 8 has you covered. And we have you covered now as we talk about the possibility of some severe weather in our state. Let's take a live look outside on this another hot and humid day. This is from our Allo Cam. It may be calm here, but some parts of the state could get hit with some storms tonight. Where might that happen? Let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Rusty?
Parts of Nebraska already seeing some severe weather in the Panhandle, and that's where a severe thunderstorm watch is in place through this evening. Now, all of this that's starting to move into the Panhandle now will eventually move from west to east, and it could be strong to severe at times too. And there's already severe weather out there just over by Chadron, and then the very southwestern corner of the Panhandle just south of Scotts Bluff. But again, that all needs to move out of the Panhandle, and that's going to take a few hours. So that severe thunderstorm watch through 9 p.m. local time, yeah, that's when that starts to move out of the Panhandle. So this is once again another overnight storm threat. So the storms roll through overnight, and then tomorrow, decent day, maybe some spot showers and storms early in the morning, then eventually partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 80s by the afternoon. We may top out around 90 for some spots. I think 88 should just about do it for the Lincoln area, but plenty of sunshine out there right now in our Honda of Lincoln Cam. We're at 89. Dew point is 73, so it feels like almost 100 degrees. So those storms out there to the west eventually moving east, and those temperatures should cool off a little bit after that frontal boundary moves through. But the dew points right now giving us a heat index that is pretty high in the lower, middle, and upper 90s, even some 100s out there. So we'll talk about the timing of the storms, where they're going to be, how long they're going to be around, and how much rain you can expect in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Well, it got a little gusty in Crete last night, which might have been the culprit of this old tree falling on this house. These pictures were sent in to us from a viewer there. You can see the chunk of the roof in front of the back door totally smashed off. Mother Nature, one way or another, right, causing a lot of damage to this unlucky homeowner. Right now, Nebraska's delegation is talking policy and answering some burning questions. The State Chamber of Commerce hosting its annual Federal Legislative Summit today. Congressman Mike Flood, Adrian Smith, and Senator Pete Ricketts all taking to the stage to talk about some of their policies. We wanted to take the opportunity to ask some critical questions. Channel 8's Emma Norwood spoke with the delegation.
Nebraska's delegation taking to Ashland on Wednesday to talk about some of the issues they're hearing most about from Nebraskans. But instead of sticking to the usual talking points, I asked Congressman Flood, Congressman Smith, and Senator Pete Ricketts a few questions designed to get right to the point. With the National Democratic Party pouring some money into backing Democratic candidates here in Nebraska, we wanted to know how Representative Flood feels about the upcoming election.
I think there's a lot of excitement on the left. They're trying to deflect the conversation from these socialists that want to shut down prisons, get rid of the Thanksgiving holiday, control the means of production, and do these grocery stores. Ultimately, all of the major outlets that predict election outcomes say this is solidly Republican and I'm going to win regardless. I've won by 16 and 20 points in the past.
Recently, the Nebraska Republican Party issued a lawsuit to block the America First Party, which previously got the approval to be on November's ballot from Secretary of State Bob Evnen. Senator Pete Ricketts responding to how he feels about the new party.
I will let the Nebraska Republican Party handle that. Obviously, if the America First Party has a Democrat who used to work on Dan Osborne's campaign as its chief legal counsel, I think you can see it's probably a fake party.
A new farm bill is also on hold. It hasn't been updated in 8 years as both sides can't agree on cuts to SNAP benefits. Congressman Adrian Smith detailing why getting it done is so important for Nebraskans, especially right now.
I'm strategizing in my mind what we need to do to ultimately get this done. A 5-year farm bill is important. Here we are with a significant drought in western Nebraska. And then the fires that impact the livestock production. We already have a 75-year low inventory on the number of cattle across America.
We reached out to the Nebraska Democratic Party for a response to each of the senator and representatives' answers. They say in part, quote, Nebraska Republicans take Nebraska voters for granted. And when Republicans are removed from power, the average working family, farmer, and senior does better. Reporting in Ashland, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
And stay with us. We have more for you after the break, including the key to success. What an Abbott member says is the trick to getting the top spot in this year's Big Ten blood drive competition. Stay with us. We're back in 60 seconds.
Honda
Conference-wide blood battle is being renewed today. We're talking about the Abbott We Give Blood drive, where Big Ten schools compete to see who can collect the most donations. Nebraska won the blood drive back in 2024, but narrowly lost to Wisconsin in 25. This year, the goal is to take the title back, of course, and win the $1 million prize that comes with it. Whether you're a student, alum, or fan, you can donate anywhere in the country at any blood bank or drive and attribute your donations to the school of your choosing. What are Nebraska's chances of winning it all?
The competition, but also the compassion. I mean, people in Nebraska really care about each other, and I think that heart, both years of competition so far, has really showed up, and it's been cool to see.
Blood drive goes through December 4th. We'll let you know what the scoreboard is looking like when they start posting the results.
I think we'll win. Pretty good chance. Severe thunderstorms possible. Also a pretty good chance for that, too, as we head through the overnight hours. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Developing now, the highest jackpot of the year is up for grabs in just a few hours. You are taking a live look at the Powerball website right now. The countdown to the next drawing is ticking down. It's going to be at 10 o'clock tonight. Look at that jackpot. $1 billion. You got to say it that way. Billion. With a cash value of $433 million. That's because of taxes. In Nebraska, when you count federal and state, you'd be left with about $273 million. Could you live off that? I think we all could, right? If you took the $1 billion in 30-year installments, take a look at this. If you stacked one on top of another, $1 billion $1 bills, it would be almost 68 miles high. That stack of money would go into outer space, which starts at 62 miles. If you laid it all the $1 billion bills end to end, they would wrap around the entire world almost 4 times. How long would it take you to spend $1 billion? Well, let me give you one example. You would have to spend $40 every second of every day to get through all of the money in under a year. If you wanted to spend all of that money in one place, you could buy 6 F-35A fighter jets or you could buy an NFL team, which on average costs about $1 billion.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
You could also buy your own private forecaster. I'm sure any meteorologist for $1 billion would be more than happy to work for you. Hey, severe thunderstorm watch through 9 p.m. This evening local time. That's just the beginning. We'll likely see more watches expand further east. Right now, the best chance is further north, which I'll talk about here in a minute. First, let's take a look outside. 21st and L Street, a hot-looking afternoon on our Allocam. It is almost 6:15, and it's toasty out there. We're 89 degrees in Lincoln, 85 in Columbus, 86 in Grand Island, 86 Holdridge, McCook, 97 degrees. A lot of us in the 80s, though. Still 90 in Omaha, but 89 in Nebraska City, 83 in Beatrice. Hebron, you're at 84 degrees along with Hastings. So temperature-wise, not bad. It's just this. This has been the problem for the last several days. Lower, middle, and upper 70s. Purple is not good when it comes to dew points on this map. So the heat index, 100 in York, 102 in Nebraska City. The rest of us, a lot of us in the upper 90s. So it's sticky out there. A few spot showers along that Nebraska-Kansas border, some sunshine to the north of. The more sunshine we see, the more unstable the atmosphere gets. So from here north, that's your better chance for instability later on tonight. Strong storms now moving close to Shattern. Another strong storm trying to move into the southwestern corner of the Panhandle. A lot going on here, though. This is trying to pull everything north while part of the storm comes south and east. This earlier was trying to move north and east, and now it's diving back into Colorado. Things are still setting up, still trying to figure out what they're going to do. So the Storm Prediction Center says there's a lot of uncertainty with this, so they just painted a huge swath of slight risk, a level 2 out of 5 slight risk for almost the entire state. Notice though, Lincoln, Beatrice, Hebron, south central and far southeastern Nebraska, the level 1 marginal risk. That's because these storms will likely track this way. So how far south they get? Well, let's take a look. Notice a few scattered showers here in south central and southeast Nebraska. That ends quickly. Here's your storm threat. Everything kind of comes together in the western Nebraska and eventually moves north and east into parts of central Nebraska by about 1 a.m., into northeast Nebraska by about 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning. But notice from Omaha to Lincoln, Grand Island south, not much going on. So that's why that slight risk is in this area, because that's the best chance for that storm system to move through. Lingers until 6 a.m. and then kicks on out of here. How much rain? That's the good news here. We could see a good swath of anywhere from 1 to 2 or 3 inches of rainfall, or nothing at all. Just kind of depends on where you're at. Then part 2 of this, Thursday, another overnight storm risk. This is a marginal risk, so a little bit lower than the slight risk, and we have to wait until the overnight again. We're in this pattern where everything is happening after sunset. But there comes a storm chance, and here and here. A little more discombobulated with this, so that's why it's just a level 1, because very uncertain as to what's going to happen here. But storms possible. This is 2 a.m. Notice how they're kind of all over the place. 1 or 2 of these storms, any of these, could be strong to severe, but the organization just isn't there right now. We'll see if that changes after tonight, because we kind of have to see what happens tonight to figure out what's going to happen Thursday night into Friday. So a lot going on. Everything depends on what happens before it, so we'll see. Temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s tonight. Highs tomorrow a little cooler with that cold front trying to move through, but notice it doesn't move all the way through Nebraska, so much warmer along that Nebraska-Kansas border. High temperatures in the 80s for the next several days. Chances for storms just about every day, but unfortunately, it's an overnight storm chance, and that may continue into next week.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Hey, the lines of cars to pick up kids from their first day of school got a little hectic in some areas this afternoon. Check out this line that goes on for blocks. Citizen journalist Bryce sending this video into our Now Local News app. We asked our citizen journalists how they prepare for these long lines, especially in the first few weeks or so of school starting. Here's what some of you had to say.
After school pickup is madness, absolute chaos, in my opinion. I have always done my best to park as far away from those long lines as possible because my kids can walk to the car.
I like that. I like that way of thinking. The kids, you can walk to me. I like it. Not a bad strategy from our citizen journalists when the lines are looking like this. All right, it's time to head into the Sports Zone with Sports Director Will Charlton. What do you have for us tonight?
Rod, high school fall practices officially begin on Monday. And coming up, we'll hear from the first football team to kick off our preseason coverage. And more coming up next in Sports Zone.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, powered by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into your Wednesday evening Sports Zone. I'm Will Charlton. Fall practices are underway around Nebraska for high school sports, and that of course means that football is right around the corner. We begin our preseason coverage with the Lincoln Southeast Knights. And earlier today, I talked with quarterback Gavin Sem and head coach Ryan Gatula about the season ahead and what people can expect to see out of them on the field in 2026.
5-5 last year. What's kind of the mentality that you're coming into the season with?
Yeah, you know, we want to obviously get better than last year. You know, we want to win some of those even matchups, then boost our playoff seeding.
And what do you like most about this squad you have out here right now?
I like the diversity we have, especially like on offense. We got some key pieces. We got some speedy receivers, bigger bodies too. And, you know, defensively, I feel like we have some really good players. I mean, we got some young guys that are going to step up, and I feel really confident in what they can do.
And what can fans of Southeast High School expect to see on the field this season?
I feel like they can be ready to see some explosive plays, some big plays, and overcoming adversity as well.
5-5 record last year, falling into the first round of the playoffs. What's kind of the mentality this team's coming into 2026 with?
Yeah, well, they're certainly not satisfied with that. Did some good things last year, but obviously some things we want to get better at as well. Got some guys with experience, defensively on all 3 levels, and so we feel good about that. And a quarterback, starting quarterback that's returning, so that's always a good place to start on offense.
What are the overall team goals this season?
We always try to keep our goals pretty short term, so right now it's week 1. We want to get better every day. Week 1 is just about us getting better and focusing on us. We want to prepare week to week and be 1-0 every week.
Tomorrow, to continue our high school football coverage, we'll hear from the Thunderbolts of Pius High School and how a new coach looks to turn things around. On Tuesday, Nebraska football held a second media availability of fall camp. We've already heard from new defensive coordinator Rob Orich, safeties coach Tyler Yelk, and returning linebacker Vincent Shavers Jr. Now we'll check in with a couple of transfers who come into the program this year, one of which is defensive back Dwayne McDougal III, who followed Orich to Lincoln from San Diego State, on top of what McDougal was with Orich at Idaho as well. It's safe to say they know each other pretty well. And McDougal compared how Orich is now as a defensive coordinator to how he used to be.
He's better, to be honest. That's my opinion. I think he's better. We're in the Big Ten, so he had to adjust some stuff from being in the Mountain West. When we was at Idaho, nobody believed we was going to be a top defense and this and that. No one thought San Diego was going to be a top defense, but every year he proved everybody wrong.
Another player new to Nebraska is linebacker Dexter Foster. He transfers in from Oregon State and said coming to the Huskers in the portal was a no-brainer. He went on to say everything about this defense thrills him to be here.
We violent, we physical. I could count on the guy next to me, I could count on the guy behind me, I could count on the guy in front of me to do their job. I'm just excited to see what we can do this season. And I feel like me coming here, I was going to be able to develop as a player and as a leader too.
Nebraska football speaks again on Friday, and we'll have more at the Huskers then. And don't forget, all of the Kansas City Chiefs NFL preseason games will be right here on Channel 8. Their first matchup is against the Los Angeles Rams. It starts at 3 o'clock our time this Saturday. You won't have to touch your remote to catch the beginning of the Chiefs' NFL season. Rod, it's so fun to see high schools practicing once again and seeing the Huskers get geared up for another season. That's going to do it for now on Sports Zone. We'll see you back here at 10. Let's send it back to you.
Yeah, practicing in the muggy heat.
No kidding.
Thank you, Will. Let's get a check of your forecast and see if that's going to continue. Chance of storms for some tonight, Rusty?
Yeah, that's the worst part about summer practices is it's always hot and humid. Very rare do we see those comfortable 60-degree days anytime soon. Severe thunderstorm watch in place for the western portion of the state, the Panhandle. This goes until 9 o'clock. Actually Mountain Daylight Time. That will likely expand east. Storms already starting to move into the Panhandle. They will move out of the Panhandle, but look how strong they are right now. Some moving into the Chadron area, some trying to move north and east out of parts of the Panhandle into northeastern Colorado. So temperature-wise, we're in the 80s. Dew points, unfortunately, giving us a heat index near 100. Here's the timing. See the storms move into central and eastern Nebraska after midnight. Some of those could be strong to severe.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy your night. See you back here at 10 o'clock.
The Jalapeno Popper Frenchie, creamy and crunchy in each delicious bite. Enjoy this bold new taste or the timeless original. Frenchies at Amigo's King's Classic.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.